What is your background, Vedanti?
ENDC engineer.
What?
ENDC engineering, but before that, working as a professional banker, and now changing the field, trying to get into IT field.
Okay. Are you want to go for Linux administration, or otherwise you are actually planning for AWS or DevOps? What is that you want to interested? What is that for your
So
learning?
actually, Linux administration.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
want to do Linux administration, so you are learning this Linux. Okay. Is
Yes.
that the thing?
Yes.
Okay. Just we will wait for 2-3 minutes for other students. Okay, Vedanti?
Okay, sir. Sir, am I taking good move that moving into the IT field, but starting with the Linux admin, is it a good move, or am I wanted to do something else to start the or to move into the
They
IT
just
field?
what?
I'm just moving into the IT field. So Linux administration is the good thing to move to, or
Yes.
any other thing you suggest?
Thing is that in IT sector, this is Linux administration a good thing. After Linux administration, you don't need to be staying with the Linux administration itself. The next thing also you can just jump to is AWS. You know what is AWS? It's a cloud platform. There also Linux
Yes.
administration is required. Cloud platform. It is a virtualization platform. Okay, you
Okay.
might have heard about it. AWS will Amazon Web Services. It's a cloud platform. There are many other
Yeah.
things. Microsoft, it is Azure. This is a cloud platform. So for AWS, if you are going to actually jump to AWS or the like AWS admin or AWS, so in that also Linux will come. Means Linux administration will be there because they will be deploying Linux servers there also in the virtualization cloud environment. So most of the people start with the basics of Unix, Linux like it, jump to Linux administration, later jump to AWS or DevOps also.
Okay.
So these I just gave you yesterday. I see here. This one I have made an introduction yesterday where it is used yesterday. See here.
Yeah.
As you can see the screen where this course is most useful. You can see here I have highlighted where this course is most useful. As a Linux administration who wants to go, that way it is helpful. And one more thing, most important thing is our Vedanti, because I also teach Oracle database administration and Oracle database. So
Okay.
compulsory when you are deploying most of the servers, I even gave you very clearly see. I really clearly given you here most in the software market. See here, which I highlighted. Most of the server you have today. Yesterday I made a differentiation between classification of operating system, the server operating system and client operating system. Remember or not?
Yes.
Yesterday I made a software classification as server operating systems, different types of operating. Yes, different classification of software. Server and client OSs, CLI based, GUI based, single user, multiple. So whenever in real time, most of the server operating systems, client will be for your laptop and desktops only client. In real time, whenever the company is working, they will be deploying servers. And on that servers, most of the servers are deployed on Unix and Linux. See here, which I have highlighted. In the software market, most of the servers are deployed on Unix and Linux. Okay, you can see here.
Okay.
Can you read? So, thing
Yes.
is that for every server operation, why do you deploy server? Only thing you want to install server packages, server application. It can be a web server, right or not? Web server. You have established your company.
Yes.
Suppose there is a company. You have established a company. For that, you need a website for others to know, to share your knowledge or share your data, whatever. So you need to deploy different types of things, server. So like this is one way. So you can see here. Suppose your company requires a database. You know what is a database? Vedanti, I have no idea. You have idea. What is a database now? You know what is a database?
Is the complete information about the how the companies runs, or the client's information, or the project
One.
information?
Perfect. Okay, you are little clear. I'll make it more clear. See, whenever a company is established, they generate lot of data. Okay, they generate lot of data. The data can be about its employees, their salaries for the HR, right or not? Data can be about their
Okay.
employees, how many employees. Data can be about their clients, who are the client, what is the project, who is actually attending, whatever the different. This is also data, right or not? Important for the company.
Okay.
So there is another data, whatever, wherever the data is being generated, it needs to be stored in a perfect format so that it can be retrieved and understood later. Right or not? This is the requirement. So any company, maybe it is a small company, it's a big company, medium size, a large, multinational, every person needs a database to save its data. Right or not? So
Okay.
in that scenario, they will implement databases. Oracle is a database which saves or stores your data in a structured format. Okay, tables and columns, rows and
Okay.
columns format. Database is stored in the 2D. So whenever you are deploying these databases are not deployed on your laptop, basic laptop. They are deployed on servers which are working on Unix or Linux. So whenever you are actually deploying a database, like whenever you are wanted to deploy operating system, Linux operating system for server, you will implement operating system Linux and you will be hiring a Linux admin, right or not? So
Okay.
if I
Yeah.
have to manage like Linux, you are deploying, you have created a server, you have actually 100 people working in your company, new company. For that company, instead of going for cloud, you have deployed your own server for which you have paid some money. On that server, which is a hardware, you have purchased a Linux operating system. Okay, and you have installed. And to manage that Linux operating system, you are hiring a what you are hiring Linux admin, right on.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that way on Linux, if there is an application, see here, admin, database admin or developers who are using, we have deployed Oracle database, or you have deployed a MySQL open source database, free database, MySQL. So in order to manage that also, you need to have, you will be hiring admin. What is the type of admin? Database admin. And database admin, because this Oracle or any database which is being deployed on Linux, database admin has to have the knowledge about the operating system like Linux. समझ में आया? Have you got it?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
that way, whenever what is the most where it is useful, Linux administration you got to understand. If you are a
Yes.
database developer or a database admin, so and the database is deployed on Linux, so you need to have knowledge of Linux to manage the database, right or not?
Right.
So that way, if you are going for database administration or development, also you have to Hadoop, and this is also big data development. This is also where Linux is used and it is required. DevOps also development operations. This is also where the Linux operating system knowledge is required. Like administration, Unix, Linux. If you have administration, added advantage. Unix, Linux also it is sufficient. Okay. I already told you cloud environment. Cloud, AWS. AWS stands for AWS is a product from Amazon. And the name of AWS is, what is the name of AWS? Is called, it's a
Amazon
cloud
Web Services.
technology. Amazon Web Services. This is a cloud technology. Any idea about the cloud? What is the cloud? Okay. Now you got to
Re-
understand where. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me, Vedanti. Tell me.
yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. So cloud is
Okay.
all the internet services is providing on virtual basis. Means there is a lots of servers needed in hardware, which reduces to that, and all these services are providing by the virtual
Internet.
basis. Means on internet.
Right.
Yeah.
You are okay. See, suppose small example. Suppose you have started your own startup. Think you have started. You are
Okay.
actually employed 10 employees. Your startup is there. You have taken some place where you have started your thing. Okay, now you are employed 10 employees. Okay, for 10 employees also, you need to set up your network, right or not? In your computer, login, centralized logins, user logins,
Yes.
and other things, wherever the company, internet, some other things. So for 10 employees, if you are deploying your company, you have to make lakhs of purchases. Servers, hardware are costlier. There are few lakhs of rupees. Apart from that, depending on your performance required, you will be adding some hardware, number of processors to the server, or number of what is how amount of RAM you are adding to the server. So this is
Yes.
becoming, for a small companies like this, it is becoming a very challengeable job or expensive job to deploy their own servers for their work. right or not? Because
Yes.
you are having only 10 companies. If the server, if your company is a very big multinational company, spending few lakhs or crores also it's not a problem. But what about if it is only 10-member company, you have limited budget. How do you manage this? So without this setup, you don't have. You need databases, you need other things you have to save the data, whatever the project. Okay, in order to do all these things, if you are actually going for cloud technologies, this cloud is implementation of multiple server hardware in the background. Depending on your requirement, how much computing power you require, how much you are accessing, how much data. Depending on that, the cloud is from that. You just need a computer with the internet connected. You are just connecting to the cloud. From there, you are actually accessing all your services and paying for that. That way, it is actually working out cheap for you, right or not?
Is taking as on rent, just like taking as on rent.
Right. This is like hiring. You are actually,
Hiring.
till now you are hiring programmers or admins. Instead, you are now hiring your hardware and the performance also, like that. Okay. So now you got
Okay.
to understand. So shall I start with the class, Vedanti? Can I
Yeah,
go
sure,
to the
sir.
class? Okay. Yesterday we saw what is a computer, why we were working hardware and software. Classification, because computer is made up of any computer. Server will supply desktop, laptop, everything is a computer, and computer is consisting of hardware and software. Again, I got to know you what is the meaning of a hardware. Yesterday I gave it. These are the physical components of a computer which work. Okay. And what is the software? Software is actually can be a collection of different programs which work on a hardware, which make the hardware to work. Okay. It can be other things like MS Office and all. Later, we came to the classification of our software like system software and application software. Okay. Most important component of operating system. Operating system comes under, by default, operating system is an example of system software. What is the system software? It is a software that works as an interface, because all the hardwares are binary. Because you know that binary. They only work on zeros and ones. They only understand. System software is the one which translates your high level language. Whatever you are writing in high level language command are translated to low level language or binary, and through kernel it will be going to, using the device drivers, kernel will communicate with the different. Yesterday I gave you how to take the printout. I think you remember how to take the printout yesterday, right or not? Example. Okay. So yesterday you wanted to take a printout. Actually, you have edited a printout. You have actually opened MS Office application, opened a resume, you typed something, you wanted to take a hard copy. So whenever you are giving an instruction to the computer that I want to take a printout, the command then goes to the shell. Shell will take and submit this command to the kernel. Kernel will create a process for it, then communicates with the printer to take a printout. Okay. Vedanti, it's an interactive class. You can unmute and speak. Okay. Vedanti. Hello, Vedanti. Can you hear me? Hello, Vedanti. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So you can please be unmuted only. It is an interactive kind of class. Don't mute yourself. Okay. Don't mute. So yesterday we saw what is the operating system. So we have seen application software and what is the device driver. So most important thing is the device drivers. You might have heard about the device driver, lot of them. Whenever you are installing a printer, we need device drivers. Okay, it will ask for whenever you are connecting a printer, you will get. Whenever you are connecting your mouse or keyboard to your laptop or desktop, then it will be asking for device drivers. Okay, whenever you are connecting your laptop to your computer screen, matlab bada screen, in a big then also you need device driver. This is the interface of the software code using which OS communicates with the different hardware. Okay, kernel is the thing which communicates with the hardware, but kernel will be actually using the device drivers. With the help of device drivers only, then only it can communicate with the hardware. Without device driver, no device can be communicated. Okay, and one of the important thing is every device has its own device drivers. Not that device driver is one. Every device, printer has its own device drivers. screen, laptop, anything which will be connecting, like Wi-Fi device, LAN card, everything has a device, and every device driver is a separate thing. Okay, without any device drivers, no communication will happen between a computer and other terminal, like printer, etc., which I showed you. So yesterday I showed you the classification of software like operating system, server and client operating systems, CLI based and GUI based operating systems, single user and multi-user operating system. Any doubt regarding this, Vedanti?
No,
Am I
sir.
clear with those? So
Yes, sir.
we will see what is the difference. We will be coming to now server operating system. What is the see? What is the difference? Is server operating system is where it is not a client operating system. This is the operating system where we can deploy server application. Small example: application can be a web server. What is a web server? No idea? Any idea about a web server? What is a web server meaning?
No.
No. Okay, no idea. So web server is the application on which you host your website. Suppose you have started, I just gave you example, you started your own startup. You wanted to advertise that what is your company for the other clients. Okay, because you have startup, you will having some clients. Okay, so how does the client come to know about you? What is your company? What is it for? What is the different things? How does the company come to know? Any idea, Vedanti?
Yeah,
Think you are started.
advertising, social media.
Okay, think you have started. Okay, think you have started a company and you wanted to advertise what is this company for and who are the people working, what is this funda and all the things. How do you call them every client and tell you want to speak to them that this is my company? Otherwise, you will be telling them, see, this is my website. You will have all the information, right or not? Second one is the better one. You are introducing your company. How do you introduce? Thing is that you create a website. You hire a professional website creator. You create a website. Then host the website. So whenever you host the website in public internet, when you are hosting a website in internet, then you are giving that website address to your client. There the website that fellow client can actually check your company, who is that, what is this company for, other thing, right on that. Okay,
Yes.
if you wanted to deploy, think this application to be deployed for the website is called web server. समझ में आया वेदांती? What is the
Yes,
web
sir.
server for? You are deploying your website, your company's website. You are creating HTML pages like this. So that company website is the application you can use is Apache web server. This is the open source free web server. There are other web servers also, Apache Tomcat, which is a Java based. So server OSs, operating system server OSs are for deploying server applications like web server, FTP server, Samba, and there are multiple other servers. Okay, cluster servers are there. Okay, Vedanti, now you got to understand what is a server. Client operating systems are the operating system which are deployed on local laptops and desktops. Okay, though in your company there are 10 people are working, in the server you are installing server operating system. But wherever the cubicles are there, wherever the clients are connecting, your company, people who are hired by computer, they will be working from their laptop or desktop connecting this. In the client laptops, you will be having client operating systems. Got the difference? Vedanti.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is the difference between a server operating system and client. And most of the client operating systems are single user operating systems, and server operating systems are multi-user. Means server operating supports at a single time, at any point in time, more than a single user can run. Maybe in hundreds or even thousands also. Okay, right or not? But in a client
Yes.
operating system like Windows 8, if this is my laptop, it is having Windows 8. At any point of time, I can work in this server as a one user only. Otherwise, if I want to log in as a different user, I have to first log off as the current user, then log in as a different. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Vedanti, got it? Getting okay. Now we will see. So now we will see why we are. What is the operating system? Yesterday we stopped it here. Now we are going to see components of a Linux operating system. The Linux operating system consists of, yesterday I showed you a diagram or a picture, which is concerning architecture of a Linux operating system. This was the architecture of a Linux operating system. Just a second. One minute. Yesterday I made a pic. No? Where is that? 1 minute. Yesterday I made a pic. You can see yesterday I made this. This is my Linux architecture, Linux operating system architecture. Okay. When you are saying the Linux operating system, it consists of kernel, shell, utilities, and other applications. Right or not? Yesterday I showed you.
Yes.
Okay. What is the hardware? Hardware is the core content which you want to make work. Okay. Using hardware, you want to make your work. But hardware doesn't understand, hardware only understands zeros and ones. Over the hardware, whenever you are installing operating system, means you are installing these three things. Kernel you are installing, shell you are installing, and other utilities and user level applications. These are the things which are being installed. So now we will see what is the Linux operating system vendors. Okay. You wanted to use Linux operating system to be used. So first you have to actually download the Linux operating system, right or not? Without Linux first downloading and installing, you can work. So how many different types of Linux operating system distributions are there? Distributors means every Linux operating system, though it is called Linux, but it is having a specific vendor. Who is a vendor? Who sells the operating system? No, service provider. You can say a service provider. But if you wanted to suppose today you are learning my Linux and Unix course. You wanted to deploy a Linux operating system for practice, right or not? You have to deploy a Linux operating system practice in your laptop or desktop. So first, in order to, before deploying, you have to actually first purchase and download the Linux operating system. And for the Linux operating system, there are multiple vendors. As you can see, Red Hat is one of the vendors. This is the important vendor. Okay, you are understanding what is the Linux vendor? Who sells you the product? Operating system is my vendor. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Red Hat is one vendor, SUSE is a one vendor, Ubuntu Linux is also one of the things, some Ubuntu company, Fedora is a Mandrake, CentOS. Okay, here in our course we are working on CentOS operating system and Red Hat vendor operating system. Okay, now we will come to what are the features of Linux operating system. Yesterday's only I am brushing up. See, features of the Linux operating system is it is an open source and open system. We will understand what is this thing. See, what is the open source and open system means? Open source means source code of the operating system. Code, operating system code, internal code, where how it is executed and whatever it is. That is open source means it is available freely on the internet. Is Windows an open source operating system? Is
No.
Windows operating system? No. No source code. You can download the Windows, you have to pay for it. Any Linux operating system, if you wanted to download and install, first pay for it, get the license, then you can use it. And the source code is not free. Source code is never available. But Linux operating system source code is freely available on the internet. Okay. Linux is a freeware. What is the purpose of a freeware? Freeware means Linux operating system to use. You don't need to pay any license fee or you need to purchase. No purchasing. So you can actually go to different website, pay your, just download it. Okay, Linux is a server operating system, so it is multi-user, multitasking. At any point of time, more than a single user can work, right or not? Multi-user,
Yes.
multitasking. What is platform independent? It can work on any hardware architecture, Intel based, AMD based, other architectures also. Okay, it has got programming facility. It is called shell scripting. This programming facility which has been mentioned is called shell scripting. Using shell scripting, you can automate many of the tasks. What is this? A simple example. You wanted to take your company you are running Monday to Saturday. On Sunday, you know that the company is off. So on that Sunday, you can schedule a backup. Schedule a backup means on morning 10 o'clock, you will take the backup. But you will be taking the backup automatically. Not that you are going to come to the company, sit on the computer, take the backup. You can automate the backup. These kind of things are called programming facility. Using shell scripting, you can do this. Okay, what is shell scripting? It is a simple programming language type. C programming like that only it will be there. So it is customizable. Means suppose your company is actually having specific requirements from the operating system. Okay, you want supply application. So you can customize your operating system because it is a open source and enhance it. Okay, customizable means depending on your requirement, you are changing the operating system on your own. Okay, समझ में आया वेदांती?
Yes, sir.
So portability. Portable means it can work on any hardware architecture. Same software can be installed. Operating system can be installed on a client system. Same operating system can be installed on a server. And it is also reliable. Reliable applications which are deployed on server operating system like Linux are reliable. No downtime at all. Means no downtime. Not even a single second it is down. It has crashed. No, not a problem. And most important thing is Linux operating system is very secure. Okay, very secure. Means whenever you are deploying server, there are many threads in the internet. You know that many threads, right or not? Whenever
Yes.
there are many hackers available who wants to suppose your company is a defense related company. You are doing project for defense. Think, right or not? Think your
Yes.
company you are doing is a defense related company. Your company may your whatever you are working on defense project. Think. So these projects are very, very sensitive projects, right or not? If the server is not secure on which you are working, when which you are working, is there any security? Hackers can try to bring your server down. These are many reasons, na? If somebody
Yes.
wants to access your thing, hack your things. So, if the operating system is not secure, then there is a lot of problem. So by default, Linux is a very secure operating system because security in Linux or Unix, security is provided in 3 levels, which I'm highlighting here. 3 levels. User level security. What is this user level security mean? Only authorized users are allowed to log in. Right or not? Only authorized users are allowed to log in. Second is file level permissions and data encryption. What is file level permissions? Means multiple users are working on your server. Think they were all authenticated using username and password they have logged in. Okay. Suppose one of the user is a rogue user who wants to destroy the data of other users. Think. So if the user is able to log in because he's having username and password, but he can only though he is logged in into the server, he can only access the data which he is supposed to access, because file level or permissions are created in such a way that only users who are the owner of that file can edit that file or delete that file. Remaining users cannot touch that file. Getting what is file level permission? Though the user is logged in into the system, he can only access whatever the data or files which he has owned. Means owner of the file can only use that. Remaining users, though logged into the system, cannot access other users' file without permission. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So, any confusion, Vedanti? Am I clear?
No. Yes, sir.
Am I clear? Is it your understanding?
Yes, sir. I'm getting, sir.
So, third level of fire thing is IP tables and dynamic firewall and SLA. So, what is this IP tables and dynamic firewall? These are the type of firewall. Suppose in your computers, for example, in your desktop, your laptop, you are working. So in your laptop also by default there is a firewall. It can be a Norton firewall. Have you heard about firewalls? What is the meaning of a firewall? It is a security application. Okay, it is a security application which has a code written in such a way it protects your computer or desktop from outside. Means no other outside person without your knowledge can come in and delete your data or disturb your data. For this, you are in this company, you are installing firewall. In my desktop, I am just showing you, I have installed a firewall. Think here. This is my firewall. This is my client firewall. See, ESET Internet Security is my firewall. Same way in Linux, this is a third-party firewall which I have purchased from the internet and I am using. But in Linux, you don't need to have any firewall to purchase from third-party firewall. You don't. Inbuilt firewall is there. That inbuilt firewall is called dynamic firewall. Inbuilt. Getting what is a dynamic firewall? Is a inbuilt firewall in the Linux operating system. No need to purchase. Very powerful and very effective. SC Linux is also a kind of firewall which is called security enhanced Linux. Vedanti, are you okay with the features of Linux operating system?
Yes, sir.
Am I clear? Okay. Now, yesterday I showed you introduction to software. I showed you system software components, concepts. What is the application software concept? I showed you what is the device drivers and OS introduction. Right or not? Yesterday we have finished.
Yes.
Okay. Yesterday I showed you, I also told you classification between the operating system, GUI based operating system and CLI. Right or not? I told you
Yes.
Linux is a GUI based and CLI based. Both it works. Right or not? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Single user operating system, multi-user operating system, yesterday I showed you.
Mm.
Okay. Single user operating system, multi-user operating systems, I showed you. Right or not? So
Yes, sir.
today we will see today because I brushed up yesterday's work. Today now we will start with first we will start with the components of the Linux operating system. What is the internal components of the operating system and how it works and what are the tasks of kernel, shell and utility. Okay. Shall we start with that?
Yes, sir.
So yesterday I showed you the components here. What is the kernel? What is shell? Whenever you are installing, you are selling it is also Linux operating system. But internally in the Linux operating system, whenever you are installing, it is installing these components. On hardware, it is kernel. Over kernel, it is shell. Over shell, it is other utilities. And over the utility, user is working. So now we will see what are the tasks of the Linux operating system. So I have made a note of different tasks of the Linux operating system. Few of the things, see. 1 minute. So see, this is what the Unix operating system and its components. And one more, Vedanti, one more thing. After
Yes.
this file, you don't 99% you don't need to write any notes. This file which I'm making, you can see this is where yesterday we started our introduction, everything. This file after the end of the course, I will forward it to you. Okay, this file which I'm typing, this one, all this which I've typed will be forwarded to you as an email end of the course. Okay.
Okay.
Now we will see these things. Yesterday we want to see what is this. Now you understand what is freeware and open source. Just now I
Yes,
make
sir.
you understand what is freeware. What is open source? Software code is available freely. Then source code of the operating system is called freely available. Then it is called open source. What is a freeware? What is a freeware? Operating system is available freely, no cost paying, no need to pay for using the operating system. That is freeware. Okay.
Yes.
Vedanti, I am disturbing you. Am I okay
No,
this
sir.
way? Am I okay this way?
Yes.
Okay, one. First, we will see what is the kernel. What are the components? We will see with these things. See, what is the Unix Linux operating system? What are the components? Three components it is divided. It is called first component is kernel. Second components of the operating system means these are the things which operating system is internally built of. Kernel, shell, and utilities apart from the device driver. So one thing we'll understand what is the kernel and what are the tasks of a kernel. Kernel is a logical mechanism or the heart of the operating system. Okay, what is the thing? It is called the heart of the operating system. Why? Any idea why it is called the heart of the operating system? Kernel, we are talking about kernel. But what is the kernel? And why it is called the heart of the operating system? Okay. Yesterday you asked
Because
some other person has asked me, kernel is a hardware or kernel is a software. I think you asked me. This was the question you asked me.
yes, that's me. Yeah.
Okay. Now I remember. Now I'll just explain. Kernel is not a hardware. Kernel is not a hardware. Kernel is a software, but a very low level software. Okay, very low level. It is called the heart of the OS. Why? Kernel is the one which is directly going to talk or interact with the hardware. Okay, whenever you are giving a printout, I made an example of printout. Whenever you are giving a printout, whenever you give printout, the command you are giving it to the operating system. Then operating system, for the operating system to take the printout, directly it doesn't communicate with the printer. First the kernel will give that, not that, first the command will travel to the shell. Shell will actually invoke and convert this instruction of printing to kernel understandable format, because kernel is a very low level software. Okay, so shell will interpret this to the kernel using device drivers, like printer device drivers are there. Then the kernel using the device driver will instruct the printer to take a printout. Okay, so wherever it is actually accessing, kernel is called the heart of the operating system, because it is the main component which is interacting with the hardware. So it is called the heart of the operating system. See here, second question I wrote, second point I wrote, it is the one which directly interacts with the hardware. Okay, how does it interact with the hardware? Kernel is a component. Internally, kernel is again actually having device drivers and system calls. Okay, using device drivers and system calls, kernel is going to interact with the hardware. Okay,
System
now we
calls
saw
means,
the. Okay, tell me.
system
Tell
calls
me.
means
System calls. I just told you, kernel is a very low level software. Low level software. System calls are functions using which functions. You know a C function. Have you ever
yes,
known a
yes,
C function? So system
yes.
calls are a low level function using which it will be querying the hardware. Okay,
Okay.
low level function codes using which it will be interacting with the hardware. So this is the one which is making the hardware work for you. So it is called the heart of the operating system. Okay, now we
Okay.
got to now we will now jump to, after the kernel we will jump to what is a shell. After shell we will show you what are the different. Okay? Now we got to understand what is the kernel. Now we are going to implement shell. Shell is an interface. I told you shell is the interface between user and the kernel. See here. See here, which is a diagram. Your user Vedanti is here. He is giving a print LPR, some print job is being given. So this print job or command which you are giving is a utility, which is like utilities like mkdir cd, which are LPR command is a print command, which is also a utility. Think. Whenever Vedanti is giving this command to, as a user, Vedanti is submitting this command to the terminal. This command is a high level code which cannot be directly understandable by the kernel. Okay, kernel doesn't understand this high level thing. So it is the task of the shell to interpret this command to the kernel. Okay, high level command, low level kernel. So this command cannot be directly interpreted by the kernel. So shell is here. See, which I am writing here. Shell is the one which is going to interpret. Suppose, small example, why interpretation? So see here, Vedanti, you are taking a class from me. We are interacting using Linux. We are interacting
Okay.
using English. We are interacting with you and me. The interaction is going on in English. Right or not? Suppose you don't
Yes.
understand English. Think you understand Telugu. Vedanti, you understand Telugu. Think. But as me, I only understand English. Think. So there need to be a translator between you and me for whatever I communicated to be you to understand, and whatever you communicate for me to understand. There need to be a translator. Right or not? Translator is required. Right or not?
Mediator.
Mediator, that is called. Mediator is a different thing, but translator is the exact word. Precise word.
Okay.
So translator. So I am going to tell you, user are giving the commands in high level language. These commands are interpreted by user as a high level language, but kernel only understand low level language, I told you. But who is interpreting between this kernel, which is going to understand low level language, and user level language is a high level of English? Who is going to translate all these things to? So shell is the one which is going to do this in the operating system. Understand? Purpose of a shell.
Yes. Hello.
Understanding? What is the purpose of shell here? Vedanti, can you hear? No? Vedanti, can you hear? Vedanti.
Yes,
Vedanti,
sir.
can you? Sorry,
Yes,
there
now,
was
now.
some audio problem is there. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
So now you got to understand what is the shell requirement. Why is the shell is there? Okay, you can see here shell is the interface between user and the kernel. Because user is submitting command in high level language, kernel is understands only low level language, very low level. So in order the communication between high level and low level kernel, the shell is acting as an interpreter or interface. Okay. Now you understood?
Sir, there is a voice glitch
Now,
correctly.
can you hear? Now you can
Hello?
hear? Can you hear?
Yeah, sir. Now hearing.
Same, from my side it is fine only, madam. There is no voice breakage here.
क्या
I don't
आवाज
know.
आ रही है?
Okay. I don't know. Where
Hello?
are you from, Vedanti? Vedanti, can you hear?
Yes, sir. Now I'm getting the voice. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you understand what is the shell is an interface between user and kernel. Why? Kernel is a low level,
Okay.
understand low level. User is actually submitting command in high level language. Okay.
User is giving yes, and user is giving the high level language command.
Instructions. The instructions are given by user in high level language, but kernel only understand low level language because it has to interact with the hardware. Okay.
Yes.
So shell is
Okay.
actually working as a translator between user and kernel or an interface between user and kernel. Getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shell is also
Okay.
a command line executor and interpreter. You will get to know what is this command line executor and interpreter now. See, main purpose of the shell, it converts user understandable format to kernel understandable format. Instructions given in user understandable format to kernel understandable format. Okay.
Okay.
So now we will see what is kernel you understood, what is shell you understood. We will see what are the tasks of the kernel, what are the tasks of the shell. Okay, we will see. Vedanti, am I clear? Are you understanding
Yes,
all
sir.
the things? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So these things are not much required, but I am taking it. See, now we will see what are the tasks of a kernel. What does the kernel do? Why is it the kernel? What are the tasks? These are the tasks of a kernel. See, user management. How many users are connecting, logging, unlogging? User management is managed by kernel. Okay. Second is memory management. You have RAM, no? RAM, all that space,
Yes.
all that is managed. For which application RAM to be allocated, other things are all managed by kernel only. Okay. What is this time sharing with the process? What is a process, madam? Any idea what is the process? Have you heard about a process being executed in the background? Something will be there. Any idea?
That is a CP. You're talking about CP.
Processes, not processor. I'm talking about process, not processor. CPU is a processor. I'm talking about process. Okay, I will clear. So whatever code, small example, Vedanti, whatever code, suppose here in this example, see here. In this example, you can see here, I have this is my operating system open. This is a CentOS 7 server operating system. So whatever command I'm giving, see ls is the command to list the data in the current directory. These are the different data available in this current directory. So whenever I'm giving this is a high level language. Okay, for this to be executed, first what happens? System will create this should be executed on CPU. This command to get its output should be executed on processor. What is that processor? What is that, man? CPU.
CPU.
Right or not? CPU.
Yes, yes.
Before this CPU, this process to be allocated, system creates a process for that command. CPU system creates a process.
Working for that,
Okay.
ALU runs the process arithmetic logic units just like
Like that only. CPU here, everything is called a CPU. Arithmetic logic unit, control unit, everything is called in together is called a central processing unit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever anything, suppose small example, you are actually open your laptop, you wanted to watch a audio. Matlab you want to listen to a audio file. What you will do, you open, right click on that, you open the media player, play the audio on that. Right or not? Play an audio. The audio is audible through speakers connected to your desktop or laptop. Right or not?
Yes.
Okay. So whenever you are giving an instruction, first for that to happen, system creates a process for it, executing process. That process is then submitted to CPU for execution. Okay, CPU, central processing. Come on, Vedanti, getting or not? Understanding?
Yes,
So
yes,
that is called, okay. Is that your computer or desktop is executing only one process? Only the audio is being executed means only one process? Only one process.
No,
In the background, there are
no.
hundreds of processes, right or not? In the background, without your knowledge, there are hundreds of processes executed. See here, hundreds of processes which are executed in my system is like this. PS-ES less. These are the different processes which are executing in the background. See here. This is the owner who is executing. This is the process which is executing. Okay, with the process ID. Similarly, in your system also there are multiple processes created for you for the execution, and there is only one CPU to on which the process can execute. Okay, there are 100 processes for execution. There is only one CPU for which to execute. There is only one CPU, right or not?
Yes,
So
right.
who is going to allocate this process to the CPU? Whose task is it? Kernel is going to take care of this. Time sharing. So process management, CPU management, kernel is going to take up, and only one processor is there. There are 100 processing, and every process has to be allocated to CPU. Who is going to take up this? Who is to take care of this task? Kernel is going to take. समझ में आ गया?
Yes, sir.
So a control execution of processes is going to is the task of the kernel. User management, memory management, time sharing, process management, process control. Now I got to understand what is the task of the kernel, I suppose. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So now see, now I am writing, now see. Now I am writing the next thing. Now kernel ka samajh mein aa gaya. What are the tasks of a shell? We were talking about shell, na? Now that time we were speaking about shell. What does the shell do? These are the tasks of the kernel. These are the tasks of the shell. Okay, I told you program execution. Okay, why program execution? Small example. I gave you audio device, audio file, which you are playing in your media player, VLC player, whichever. So whenever a command or instruction is given, that instruction doesn't go directly to the kernel or CPU. First, the instruction goes to the shell, and shell will be executing. Program execution के लिए क्या करना है? It is the task of the shell. Okay. Okay. Variable and file name. This we will understand later in the classes what this is variable and file name. Small example I wanted to show you here. So here, suppose name is the variable. You know, in a C also there is a variable in which you store your data. Right or not? What is the name?
Yes.
Name is the variable. In that I am storing the data. Name is Rajesh or anything. Suppose this is the name. So I want to display the data which is available in the variable. What is the variable name? Name. I wanted to display. This way I am able to display whatever the data in the variable. Echo $name. Okay, you can see whatever the output is here is the data which is stored in the variable. What is it? Data which is stored in the variable is name is Rajesh. Right or not?
So there is a voice glitch. Hello?
Hello, can you hear?
There is a
I can hear your voice. I can hear your voice clearly.
There is a voice glitch.
Madam,
Sir?
why don't you log? हाँ.
Sir, now I'm getting, sir. हाँ sir, बोलिए.
Okay. So see here. As you can see here, what is the second task of the variable and file name substitution? This one.
तो इको जो बोला है ना आपने, क्या बोल रहे थे? हैशटैग नेम, वो वहां से बताइए.
हाँ, फिर बता
इको
रहा हूँ.
डॉलर नेम.
हाँ, I will tell. I am explaining. This is the second task, variable and file name substitution. This is what we are explaining. See here, name is the variable. In C के जैसा ही है. C language तो थोड़ा पता होगा आपको. C language कभी पता?
Yes.
Okay.
हाँ.
In C language, any language you have variables. Variables.
Okay.
In C language. Samely यहाँ पर भी
Yes, sir.
variables होते हैं. यहाँ पर name is the variable. This is the data I am storing in the variable, which is the name Rajesh.
Okay.
Variable name. Name is a variable name. Rajesh is the data in that variable, stored in that variable. This I am displaying.
Yes, sir.
This is the
Got it.
variable. So these kind of tasks which have been given here, variable and file name substitution, are the tasks of the shell. Shell के task है program execution variable. So third is IO redirection. See here, echo. Echo command is like a printf command in C. Printf command क्या करता है? It just prints the data. You know it?
Yes, sir.
Printf. See, printf command is
Yes,
there.
sir.
See, print hello from Rajesh. This is my printf command in C kind of thing. So this is the thing. You can see the printf command and I have executed these things. You can see the output here. Hello from Rajesh is printed. Right or not?
Yes,
You
sir.
can see the data is printed. You can see here which I made here IO redirections. What is the IO redirection? I will tell you. In Linux, later you will understand. Later in the when you are doing shell scripting, then you will understand what is this IO redirection. Whenever I am giving a echo command is like a printer. It will print whatever data it has been given as input. Rajesh hello. You can see output is Rajesh hello. After echo, whatever is given is a Rajesh hello. Right or not? So in Linux,
Yes, sir.
input can be divided in input and output has been divided into 3 streams. First is input stream. See, input and output are divided into 3 like this. IO redirections. Input is coming from input stream, which is actually meaning like this. What is input stream? It is from where we take the input. By default, it is keyboard. Okay.
Mouse also.
Right or not? Input is taken from keyboard anytime. What is output written to? Which is called output stream. Output written to screen. Desktop screen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Like this, input and output. See here. Now, as you can see here, output is been written. Rajesh hello is written to screen. Rajesh hello. Right or not? Is written to screen. You can see. But you can even redirect. You can redirect same Rajesh. Echo same data. Rajesh hello. Instead of screen, I don't want write to screen, but I want to write to a file. File name is Vedanti. Think this is the Vedanti style. You can see now the file data will not be written to screen. Instead, it will be redirected to a file. Name of the file is Vedanti. Enter mark there. Now output is displayed on the screen. See here. No output is displayed on the screen like previously. See, previously it displayed output here. But here I have redirected my file data to file, not instead of Rajesh. You can see the file is created here in the name of Vedanti. See. Devanti, which I have written here. Can I open the file and show you? See, Devanti. Is this the data you have redirected to your file here? Right or not? Vedanti.
Not getting that point, sir. I mean.
Okay. You will understand. See, here you can see I am writing some data to the screen. What is that data? Rajesh hello is the data I am writing to the screen. You can see the screen display. Rajesh hello is displayed. Right or not?
Right.
Here. So What if I don't want to write the data to the screen, but I want to write this data to a file? Redirect instead of screen to a file. Instead of
Okay,
writing the
okay.
data to the screen, I wanted to redirect the data to the screen to a file. समझ में आया what I'm saying? How
मतलब
you can do?
जगह पे अपन फाइल में लिखेंगे.
हाँ, ये फाइल में ये डेटा रीडायरेक्ट करने के लिए नाउ आई एम सेइंग दिस ऑपरेटर इज अ रीडायरेक्शन ऑपरेटर ग्रेटर देन symbol here. Previously I did not mention here greater than. Now here see greater than symbol. Here you can see the greater than symbol there. Here after hello.
Yes sir.
Hello. So whenever
Yes
you
sir.
are now whenever you wanted to redirect the data to not to the screen but to a file, to file name is see here Vedanti. See now the file data is not displayed here. See, can you see the data here displayed on the screen? No.
No.
See here, previously it was displayed on the screen. Now it is not displayed on the screen, but I have redirected to a file which is named Vedanti. See here, Vedanti. I will open the file and show you Vedanti. Vedanti. Is this the data which was redirected to the file? Hello, Rajesh. Rajesh, hello.
Yes.
So the property of the shell is, third property of the shell is IO redirection. Shell is going to take up redirection. If you wanted to write the data to the screen or you wanted to write the data from a file to a file. Understood?
Yes.
Task of the shell. So you will all understand this. You will understand this later in the class. What is this IO redirection when we are going in the class? Now just for time being, just remember these are the tasks of the shell. Okay.
Okay.
So what is this pipeline hookup? This is one of the important things. See, Vedanti, you can see here, ls command is used to list the data in the directory. These are the files which are available in the directory. First is anaconda cs.cfg, downloads is a directory, mbox, Rajesh shell, Vedanti directory. As you can see here, right or not? These many files are displayed.
Yes, sir.
So now I wanted to count how many files are in this directory. Means how many count this one. How many files are in this directory? I want to count. Is it 10? Is it 20? Is it 25? How to count, Vedanti? Any idea? You will be counting one by one using manually? Vedanti?
No. No, sir.
No. One thing you can do is you can give the ls command, the same command which you used to list here. Instead, I am actually piping the command output, whatever the ls command output to another command, wc-l. You can see it is showing me there are 22 files here. Understanding? Third command input here, pipeline hookup. This one. This in between, this between horizontal, vertical line which is in between, which is this operator. This is called pipeline hookup. Understanding? Your input, the output of the ls command, the output of ls command is hook. See, you are joining two pipes. See, you are actually have a pipe to your tap. You wanted to fill a drum. Think. What you will do? You will hook up the pipe to the tap, end of the tap, put that pipe to the drum. Then the water fills up to the pipe, through the pipe, water fills up to the drum. Right? It happens or not? Otherwise, yes, the water just will fall in the bucket. No, I wanted to fill the drum which is little away. So I can't get the drum near me. So I will actually hook up the pipe in such a way. I will hook up the pipe to the tap. Other end of the pipe, I will give it in the drum. Then the water travels to the drum and it fills up. Right or not? You are pipelining it.
Yes.
So similarly, here in Linux also, the input of the output of the ls command, this is the output of the ls command which I have highlighted, is passed as an input to the next command wc-l. What is the wc? It is a filter that is called word count. Now it is counting how many files are there in this directory and the output is 22. This is called pipeline hookup. Input of one command has passed to another command. Output of one command is piped or passed to another command. Understood?
Yes, sir.
That is called pipeline hookup. समझ में आ गया? Here, this is the
Yes, sir.
example, pipeline. So this task, who is going to take care of these tasks? Shell is going to take care. समझ में आ गया?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we got to understand tasks of the shell. Now we will see with a small example, whenever you are giving, user is submitting a command, how the command is getting executed. Shall we see that example once diagrammatically, pictorial? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now we have seen these things. I think I am very much clear with this architecture. You are okay with the architecture?
Yes, sir.
So now we will see the next thing, how the command execution takes place in the background. Suppose, small example, I will start here. In this, what is the find command? This is a command to search. In Windows, you know that there is a search command. Okay, in Windows, you know that there is a search command here. See here, in the end, search this PC. Here there is a search, there is a search button. See, search this PC. As you can see.
Yes, sir.
So if you want to search in the Windows, you are doing it graphically. So, but in Linux, we are actually submit the same command in the format of command. Command to search is actually defined using find command. Getting?
Yes, sir.
So this is where, from where I have to search, from slash. Slash is where, in which directory I need to start the search. That is the name. What is the file name? I'm just giving the file name. What is the file name? Some file name. C file 1. Any file name. This is the file name which I want to search. And final output is print the output if it is found. Now I am submitting this command. Before submitting this command, I wanted to show you few other things. So whenever you are submitting such command, I told you kernel will create a process for it. Remember, I just told you. Kernel creates a process for it. Process management and CPU management. Time sharing between process management. Here, see, which I'm highlighting. Kernel will create.
Yes, sir.
And program execution is done by, initiation of the program execution is done by shell. Program execution is initiated by shell. Here, task of the shell. So I will give a small program. See here. What happening? See, instead of find, I'm giving a sleep command. This command will pause the operation of the terminal. How to open a terminal? First thing, right click on the desktop, open terminal is the option you can see here. Whenever you click, you open a terminal. From there, you can issue the command. And every terminal is associated with a shell. Okay? Vedanti, I'm clear till now?
Yes, sir.
Now I am giving a command, sleep. Sleep command will pause the operation of the current terminal shell for specified number of seconds. You can see here what I am giving is sleep command will pause the operation of shell for a specific amount of time.
Pause or ending, sir?
What? Pausing.
Means temporarily. Temporarily stopped.
Yes, that is what pausing. You don't know pausing. Pause
Yeah,
button is there. In
yes, sir, I know that.
Pause button. So that way, this is a pause kind of thing. So how many seconds to pause is this? 10 seconds, which are given as input to the sleep command. When I give enter, suppose I give 20 seconds and give enter. Now the command is submitted. See here. Before that, I'm giving how to track which process is executed. grep-i sleep. Okay. grep-i sleep. grep-b grep. This is the thing. As you can see here, sleep nothing is there. Sleep 60 is another process which is executing. But remember, 1 minute. grep-i. 1 minute. -e sleep 6. 1 minute. See. Now you see in the process command which I executed, there is no process executing with the sleep command. There is no output. See here, no output is coming. So when I am starting the sleep, what happens in the background? I wanted to show you. I am only showing how commands are executed and how shell and kernel are working in tandem. Okay, what I'm trying is wanted to show how whenever I are submitting a command, what happens in the background. That is what I'm trying to explain. Okay, Vedanti. So see here,
Yes, sir.
there is no process executing in the with the sleep 20. Enter there on kuch bhi nahi hai. PS command is a process status. Any command executing with sleep will be displayed. But there is no command still now executing. Output is nothing here. Now you see when I am submitting the sleep 20, enter markdown. Now the command is being executed. When I am actually checking the process in the background, you can see output is coming. Root user has submitted a command sleep 20. Okay, sleep 20 being executed. Okay, what is the process
Yes,
ID? This is
yes.
my process ID. So whenever the sleep command is executed, see, now the command is execution stop, terminal has written. Terminal written, see, you can now type another command. Terminal written, see here, execution started. Terminal is held up. You can't use the terminal, see. No other command can be executed now because terminal is taken over by sleep. Getting?
Yes, sir.
So
So
now
to
in the
वो
back,
20
what? I can't hear you.
leave for 20 seconds. So
See.
it is only sleeping. It is only pausing for only 20 seconds, no?
Yes, any number of seconds you can increase. 120 also you can give. I'm just giving a small example. Suppose you will sleep for 50 seconds. Whenever you are submitting a command, this command will be come to shell. This is the shell. Shell will take over because command is sleep. Here utility is like mkdir के बदले यहाँ पर तुम can write it as command as sleep. So here this command. Whenever you are giving a command like sleep, that command will be executed by shell because shell property क्या है? Shell is called program execution. Okay. Now you got to understand program execution में 50 seconds now shell. Now after this sleep command will come to shell, shell will interpret this command and translate and give it to kernel for execution. Getting? Shell will give this command to kernel for execution. Kernel का property क्या है? Kernel will, what is the property of the kernel? It will create a process management. It will create a process for this command. Here you can see process is created for this command here. See, this is the process with the process ID. 1254, 12,254 is the process ID of the sleep command. समझ में आ गया?
Yes, sir.
So shell will take over. Execution will be, the process is created by kernel. Kernel will create this process and execute on the CPU. After the execution finishes, shell will be returning your terminal again. Now you can type another. See here. Cursor is blinking here. Cursor is blinking here. This is how the processor or command execution takes place in the background. समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
So
Sir,
now you
वो
understand.
sleep 50
बोलो.
sleep 50 sleep for 50 सेकंड के लिए दिया है सर अपन ने, तो 50 सेकंड होने के बाद वो डायरेक्टली रिज्यूम हो जाएगा या फिर अपने को फिर से कमांड देनी पड़ेगी?
कुछ भी होने, अगर स्लीप 50 सेकंड्स हो जाते हैं ऑटोमेटिकली, देखो स्लीप 20 कर रहा हूं तुम्हारे लिए, 20 सेकंड तक काउंट कर लो, तब तक टर्मिनल रिलीज नहीं होगा, तुम कोई भी और कमेंट मार नहीं सकोगे. देखो टर्मिनल इज नॉट देयर, दिस इज माय प्रॉम्प्ट, दिस इज नॉट रिलीज. आफ्टर 20 सेकंड्स ओनली इट विल बी रिलीज. सी हियर नाउ 20 सेकंड्स के बाद लाइक दैट. सो यहां तक क्या हो रहा है, पहले शेल को जा रहा है, स्लीप कमांड इज सबमिटेड टू द शेल. User like Vedanti has given a command to the terminal as sleep 20. This command to be executed first goes to the shell. Shell will submit and translate this command and submit to the kernel. Kernel will create a process for that command, execute the command on CPU. Later output is given to kernel. Kernel will again translate and give it to shell. Shell will give it to back to you. See here. Now the terminal has come up. Now you can type another command. This is how it is going to take place.
This automatically comes after 20 seconds. It's automatically resume after 20 seconds.
This is one command. Suppose there is one more command. Find is a search command. Think. I am searching for a file, CE file 1. Okay, I am searching for that. Otherwise, I'll search for some other files, named file. See, here Vedanti is the file I want to search. See here, which I have highlighted, Vedanti's file is there. Here, Vedanti. So, I forgot where I put this Vedanti file. I am giving Vedanti. Okay, hyphen print. I am searching. Now see what happens to the find command. Now find command has started execution. Terminal is taken over. You can't type any command here. See, it is output is displayed. Under root there is a file called Vedanti. Vedanti, you can see.
Yes, yes.
See,
Yes,
this
sir,
is the
got
find
it.
command. So what happens? Find command. First, the find command is submitted to shell. Shell will interpret this find command in low-level format to kernel. Kernel will create a process for this to be executed on the CPU. After the execution is finished, the terminal is returned. See, now the terminal is held up. Till now is not output. After 1 or 2 minutes, when the search finishes, terminal is returned. Understood, Vedanti?
Oh, yes, sir.
This is
Sir,
how the command. Bolo.
Do we have to memorize or remember all this kind of commands and that
Obviously,
means we
from
have
every see, I
no,
told you.
or we have the search option or the something like the found button or search options over there.
Suppose I will tell you. Suppose you have come to here. See, now you are new to Linux. You are new to Linux.
Yes.
Suppose you are
Yes.
good with Windows operating system because it is a GUI. No need to remember any command. Right or not? Windows का
Yes, sir.
advantage वही है.
Right.
So you are coming to Linux. Okay. Suddenly you are given a task. You please search. You are admin. You are joined to the company. Somebody previous admin told you there is some file called this file name Vedanti, which is somewhere in the operating system. So please search it yourself. That file contains all your details. Think.
Okay.
So you have to find. But in order to search the find, Linux operating system will contain hundreds and thousands of files. Where you will search? How you will search? But you have to search. Without searching, you can't get it. Right or not?
Right.
So and Linux being a CLI operating system, character user, because you are submitting characters, commands directly, not using the GUI. Right or not? So
yes, sir.
you can use this command. Suppose you wanted to search something, but you don't know what command you use for searching. Right or not?
Yes.
You wanted to search, but you don't know in this Linux what command to use to search. You can use like this. Apropos. Suppose you can give apropos search like this. It will throw all the command using which you can search. See here. You using search, you have to, this many commands are there. Using this apropos, you are wanted to search. You don't know what is the command. See here, find. In this, search for files and directories in a directory hierarchy. This is what you used for.
Okay, got it, sir.
So like this, if you are unaware of what to use, see here. Now the search is finished. Finder has found. And the search is showing that there is a file named Vedanti in the root directory. Here. Output is displayed and terminal is returned. See, terminal is open now. Now you can do any other thing. You can give another command now. Vedanti, getting? Here.
Yes, sir.
Output is returned. Vedanti file. This Vedanti we were searching, that file is only one file, that too in root directory. Can I open that Vedanti directory? See here. Vim cat command is for concatenate. It is a file reader. Root Vedanti. See, this is the data which I have saved in that file previously. Hello Rajesh. Getting? Vedanti समझ में आया आपको? So this way you.
Sir, but it's having the disadvantage that it's very time consuming. Means if I forgot about the commands, then I have to search.
No, I will tell you.
It's very time consuming.
No, not time consuming. Why time consuming? I will tell you. See, you are new to Linux operating system, so it is time consuming. But after I do this
Okay.
course content fully, after the Unix Linux course if you have done, then you will get to understand what are the most important commands, what to use, where to use, how to use, what are the options to be submitted, everything. That is the reason you are learning this Unix Linux. Then you will be aware of
Yes, yes.
most of the commands. Then you don't need to search because you are new to the searching. You are getting this down. You already know the find command is used for searching. When you do this course, then you don't need to search. You just have to use the command, right or not?
Okay, okay.
You
Yes,
are
sir.
new to it, so you don't know, so you are asking. That is the reason you came to learn this course, right or not? After learning this course,
Yes.
you will be aware of what are the different tasks available, different commands available, what to do, what is this input, what are these things. That from that time I am selling these things. These tasks of kernel and shell you will understand more more detailedly when you do the commands later in the section. Now just for timing, remember these are the things. This I will explain you after when you are doing the course. You will get to understand very clearly what is the point of these things. Because now you don't know. You are in the starting of the course. You don't know what is this program, what is this IRO direct. You may have some confusion. But by the time you finish this course, you will get to understand what are the things directly. समझ में आया वेदांती?
Yes, sir. So is this kind of disadvantage over the Windows systems? I mean, Windows now Windows 11 is
Okay,
coming.
Vedanti. Okay, now coming. Now Vedanti, you are on the correct point. Now you understand tasks of the kernel, shell, and how the command execution process takes place in the background. Can I go forward?
Okay.
I wanted to give the
Yes.
answer for this your previous question only. For that only I am coming for that. Because there is
Okay.
another
Okay.
10 to 12 minutes available. 5:30 we'll close the session. Now
Okay.
you
Okay.
understand. Now the questions I have prepared here. Now I will. Now I showed you Linux command execution process. I have made a note. See here, Linux command execution process. See here, the same command I have taken. Now I will show you. Now I will show you these commands, these outputs. See, Vedanti. See here. These are the questions posed. This will be an answer to you. Vedanti. See here. You are asking few questions now. I have made a note of few questions. See. So what is the main difference between anybody can ask you Unix and Linux operating system? Why Linux is so popular? Is Linux a server OS or client OS? Is Linux a CUI based OS or GUI based? Or why Linux only? And which is more powerful, CUI, GUI? The last question is this only, na? Sir, is it which one is
Yes.
more advantageous, GUI, CUI? Okay, this is the last question you have posed, right or not? Vedanti.
Yes.
So I will give you a small example. With the small example, I will show you the power of CUI. You want to see? Small example, I will
Yes.
demonstrate the power of CUI and GUI. Which is more advantageous? Why? Can I do it? Can I do it?
Yes. Sure. Sure.
See,
Yes, sir. Sure.
see, this is my Windows. As you can see, this is my Windows operating system, Vedanti. This you can see, this is my Windows operating system. Okay, I am going into C drive. Okay, so see here,
Okay.
Vedanti. This is my GUI operating system. I just wanted to demonstrate what is the power of GUI and CUI. What is the difference? See here. I want to create here a project folder. See, new. You can see the screen, na? New. I am
Yes.
selecting
Yes.
folder. You can see the folder is created in the last line, in the end, with the name. So this is my project folder. Name of the project is project 1. I have created. Vedanti, in the last you can see my project folder is created. You can see I suppose project 1.
Yes.
Project 1. So here. Now I come into the project directory. You can see project 1 directory. I am here. Inside project here, think I want to create 10 more, 100 more folders. How do I create 100 more folders in the project 1 directory? For each project, there are 100 projects being taken over. For each project, I wanted to create a project directory. Right or not? I have to go like this.
Yes.
Again, select the folder. This is called Vedanti project. Suppose this is 4 p.m. batch. Okay, 4 p.m. project. I want to create like this 100. So 4 p.m. project over. I wanted to create now directory with the name of 5 p.m. So in order to create 100 projects, how many times I have to click this GUI and do? Any idea? In order to create
Lots of
100
time.
folder, lot of time means 100 more times I have to do each for a single project. Right or not?
Yes.
Right or not, Vedanti?
Yes.
So one more
Yes,
question.
right, sir.
Right. One more question I'm giving. See, in this project, suppose this is 4 p.m. project here. Think this is empty project directly, but think there are around 10,000 files. Big project they will have, na? They will have 10,000 files. Right or not, Vedanti?
Right.
Files, Vedanti.
Yeah, sir.
See,
Listening.
listening. Okay. See, this is my file. This is the type of file is HTML file. Okay, .html. Okay, this is my HTML file, my website file. What is the file name? File1.html. Okay, there is another
Okay.
file I'm creating in this directory. Same thing. This is not a HTML file. This is program1.c program. C program file. These are my project files from 4 p.m. project. You can see in the header 4 p.m. project there. These I only created 2. Think in this project directory there are 1000 files, Vedanti. Vedanti, you are understanding 1000 files, and the types of files are 10 different types of files. One is the type of file is HTML file, one is C program file, other file is project file only for Java project. Okay, what is that? What is that? prog2.java, Java project. So like this,
Yes.
there are many files are there. Now suddenly there is given a task to you. You segregate all the HTML files, .html files. There are around 200 HTML files in this GUI thing, and you please transfer those all the HTML files, 200 or 300, to a new folder. Okay, to a new project folder. How do you do this in Windows? Project folder. I gave you a task with Vedanti that there are around 10,000 files, and in the 10,000 files there are 300 HTML files, GUI based. So you please copy all this, segregate all these HTML files separately to a new direction. How do you do this in GUI? You will be selecting like this: HTML1, Java project 1, like this, and you will do what every after selecting each one by one.
One by one.
One by one, like this. Think this is also HTML, this is also HTML. Right click. After selecting all these things, copy or cut from here. You can see copy and cut is there. Suppose cut कर दिया, उसको जाके ऐसे जाके यहाँ पर 5 PM में paste कर दिया. Now pasted. Right or not?
Right.
5 PM project में 4 PM project से I have changed it to 4 PM project में से वो तक I have pasted to 5 PM. But I have segregated 300 files. 300 files. Is it not tedious? Very tedious. One by one, selecting using mouse or keyboard button, then copying it to file. Right or not? Right or
Also
not?
time consuming.
Time consuming, very confusing. How to identify file? Read every point. You have to take care. Now see the power of CLI. See here. Now see the power of CLI. Shall I show you example?
Yes, sure, sir.
See here. See. Now I am in the Linux operating system. I have opened my terminal. So here you can see I am creating a directory. Already a directory is there. This directory I am going to use. Otherwise, I'll delete the Vedanti directory and use. I am deleted the Vedanti directory. See here, no data Vedanti. I am creating a specific directory. So here the directory name is Vedanti. This is my directory. Already directory with the name rm-rf Vedanti. I will delete that file. Okay. Now I will create the directory Vedanti. See Vedanti. I am also creating a directory Rajesh. 2 directories I have created in my current directory. You can see this is my directory. Rajesh is one my directory. Other directory is Vedanti. Think the same scenario I am implementing. So now I am going into Vedanti directory. See, and cd command is change directory. Go. Later you will understand this command for C. ls, there is no ls with no output is giving, no direct data is there in Vedanti directory. Now see, I am now creating 100 files of different types. F, okay, what are the things? F files I'm creating 100 different files. Single command 100 different files. See, what is the file name? F1 to F100. Understanding? Dot.
Yes, sir.
HTML. Think I'm creating file 1 to file 10 of type HTML. One single command, I'm able to do all these things. See here. Now see, have I created 100 files? Have I created 100 files? 100 files,
No.
see. Not created. 100
No,
files,
means
here.
you didn't go one by one. It's create all the file in one click.
One click. Okay. See, think. Touch command is to create empty file. Think. This is a simple example scenario of the power of understanding CLI. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
now see F12, F100, 100 files. So okay. Now extension of these files are HTML. Now I will create. See here. Now I will create. Now with the same touch command. Now I am creating C files. What is C file? C12, C100 of type C++. Okay, or Java.
Okay.
Can I free? J12, I am creating J1 to J100 files of type Java. Enter मारो, एक ही सेकंड में हो गया. यहाँ पर देख लीजिए, Java files have come up. See, Java,
Yes,
Java.
sir.
So now I am creating other files, not Java. C, Java, Python. Python. Py is the extension for Python. I am creating with the name of P. Now with the single command, I have created Python files, py. All are Python extensions. These are py in Python. As you can see, how many files are there if you want to count. You don't need to count. In Windows, you have to count one by one. Here, see, with a single command, I can count all the files. 300, you can see. 100, 300 files, right or not? This is called pipeline.
Right, sir.
Pipeline. How
Okay.
easy it is? One single command, one single strike, I am getting out all the output. What has happened? Now see, in this Vedanti directory, all the Python files, all P starting files are Python. Remember, all the extensions .py files are all Python. I told you, Python is a programming language. Py extension.
Yes.
.py.
Yes.
Now see, with a single click, I will select all the Python files and save it to Rajesh directory. I created two directories, Vedanti, Rajesh. Right or not?
Okay. Yes.
Now see, MV, P star, all the files which are starting and ending with py, which are 100. Moving, MV is move command. Move command matlab cut paste. You know copy paste, cut paste in Windows.
Yes.
Same way, that is copy paste is CP command, cut paste is MV. Okay, that command. Where I have to save root Rajesh, this directory you wanted to see. Enter मारते ही देख लो यहाँ से पूरा फाइल चले गया. See, ls command. Now you don't find py files here. Any py file, see. And number of files also you can check. 200, see, 100 files which are of type py transferred to different directory with a single click. Understood? See, I am going into Rajesh directory. Now I am going to Rajesh directory. See here. Are the files these only which were being moved in Rajesh?
Yes, sir.
See,
Right,
how
right.
easy it's CLI, how powerful, and with a single click, I am able to do this stuff. Is it possible to save that thing in GUI? Even if it is GUI, very good GUI, because you can give many options. Is it possible?
No, not possible.
So now I gave you a small demonstration how CLI is more powerful than GUI. Getting?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it.
So this is my power of CLI. So, and one more thing,
Very
whenever you are doing in Windows also, whenever you are doing any command, for this command also process is created. How to check the process in Windows? This is the Windows Task Manager. Here all the processes which are executing in the background shown. See, these many processes are executed. Notepad you have opened, that is also a process. See here. So Rajesh Linux admin to Notepad. This is my Notepad. See. 1 minute.
Yes.
See here. This is my Notepad. See, admin 2. This is my Notepad 1, which is I am showing here. All this Windows also applies the same thing, but Windows में problem क्या है ना, background में क्या चल रहा है, it is all abstract. You don't know what is happening in the background. But Linux से करने से क्या advantage है? Linux करने में advantage ये है कि Linux में क्या चल रहा है, क्यों चल रहा है, कैसे चल रहा है, सब कुछ तुमको पता रहेगा. This way you are very clear whatever you are doing, whenever you are submitting command, what options to be submitted, how it is submitted, how is executed in the background, all this will come. This way you are actually clearing your knowledge और understanding तुम्हारा better होगा. Windows से जब जो GUI में नहीं होता है, CLI में तुमको समझ बहुत बढ़ेगी ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के बारे में, क्या चल रहा है, क्यों चल रहा है, कैसे करूं. मैडम एडवांटेज. So GUI में you are submitting, वहां पर टाइप कर दिया, बैकग्राउंड में क्या चल रहा है you don't know, right or not? क्या चल रहा है, इज इट एग्जीक्यूटिंग, क्या चल रहा है, एरर आया तो बाहर दिखाएगा, पर अंडरस्टैंडिंग कम होगा. CLI में काम करने से एडवांटेज है, अंडरस्टैंडिंग बढ़ेगा आपका.
यस,
समझ में आ गया मैडम?
यस सर, समझ में.
Am I clear?
Yes sir, 100%.
So this way you can actually work in CLI, and after you do this course, end of this course, you will be in a position that you will know what is happening, क्या काम करने के लिए क्या करना है, कैसे फाइल ओपन करना है, ये IO redirections क्या है, जो अब समझ में नहीं आया आपको, ये पूरा समझ में नहीं आया. I think you have confusion about these things, tasks of the shell, tasks of a kernel. But after the end of this course, you reach the end of this course, you will be very much clear with all these topics. What is happening in the background, right or not?
Okay, right.
So because I can't give you every example now only. When you are actually doing the course one by one, you will get to understand many things. That time you will get to understand the total things. Then only you will be able to appreciate the power. And after few classes, you will be able to appreciate, aha, Linux kitna acha hai, Windows based. Or as you work for administration, you will be interested in doing only Linux. Why should I do in Windows? Like वो position आएगा, वो scenario भी आएगा तुमको.
Okay.
Because I myself also learned like you only, then I started to practice teach and other things. The same way you will also feel later.
Okay.
Okay, मैडम कैसे तो क्लास ही है. हाँ, अब तुमको ये दिखा दिया, इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर हो गया, सॉफ्टवेयर कॉन्सेप्ट्स हो गया, एप्लीकेशन सॉफ्टवेयर, डिवाइस ड्राइवर्स के बारे में OS इंट्रोडक्शन हो गया, GUI वर्सेस CLI दिखा दिया अभी, GUI वर्सेस CLI अभी दिखा दिया, पावर, सिंगल यूजर OS, मल्टी यूजर OS के बारे में कल बता दिया, हिस्ट्री नहीं बताया, हिस्ट्री कल देखते हैं, फ्रीवेयर के बारे में, ओपन सोर्स के बारे में बताया, राइट और नॉट?
बताया, राइट. हाँ,
फीचर्स ऑफ लिनक्स एंड यूनिक्स बताया, फीचर्स, मल्टीटास्किंग, ओपन सोर्स, फ्रीवेयर, ऑल दिस. यूनिक्स, लिनक्स, विंडोज समझ में आया, डिफरेंस समझ में आया अभी?
हाँ,
थोड़ा सा समझ में आया. डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ द लिनक्स दिखा दिया. हाँ, यूनिक्स लिनक्स आर्किटेक्चर दिखाया, यूनिक्स और लिनक्स आर्किटेक्चर, शेल एंड कर्नल समझा दिया. मैडम आई एम गोइंग वेरी डिटेलली, एक एक पॉइंट में क्या पढ़ाना है, क्या है प्रैक्टिकल, क्या है थियरिटिकल, क्या है, सब समझा रहा हूँ. So I think I am doing whatever justice I can do to the subject I am doing, honestly.
Yes sir.
So now you got to understand, kal se we will start with the OS installation. Madam, am I clear with the concept? Any doubt you can ask me today or even tomorrow or any other time. Okay?
Okay.
So don't hesitate. Any question of anything you can ask me. Okay? Regarding Unix.
Okay.
So am I clear? I am very clear. Yes. I want just on your feedback. Just उसके बारे में पूछ रहा था. See, we will start with this thing. First, what is the main difference between Unix and Linux operating system? Because I did not explain till now history of Unix and Linux. ये तुमको पता नहीं है. But basic idea दे रहा हूँ. कल बताऊंगा history of Unix and Linux. पहले ये समझ लो. What is the main difference between Unix and Linux? Madam, can I tell you just 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
So what is the main difference between Unix and Linux operating system? Unix operating system was created way back in 1973, madam. Unix operating system came way back in 1973. It was totally coded in C language. उस टाइम में Java, Python नहीं होते थे. उस टाइम में way back in 1970s में first time C operating system आया था. उसको यूज करके 73 में Unix operating system को पहले it was written in assembly language and C. In 73 it was totally coded, was in C language. Okay, ये history है Unix का. So that Unix is not the Unix which are using now. That is the base variant, core variant. आपको आपके फोन में Android operating system है, because you use Android operating. Is the Android operating system which is created 15 years back used in your phone? No, latest version.
No.
Same way Unix operating system भी उस टाइम जो create किया था वो base version और core version. Okay. Linux is the implementation of the same Linux. The same, I told you, Unix ka same implementation. Linux is a flavor of Unix. Like simple ice cream is there. There is a vanilla ice cream, chocolate ice cream, butterscotch ice cream, flavors of ice cream. Unix को ice cream
मतलब
सोचे हाँ
वर्जन नया वर्जन आया है जो लेटेस्ट वाला वर्जन वैसा ही रहता है।
हाँ ऐसे ही है।
सर तो
एंड्रॉइड एंड्रॉइड में तुम यूज कर रहे हो, नाउ एंड्रॉइड 11 और एंड्रॉइड 12 इज द करंट लेटेस्ट. Like this, the base version of Unix which was created that time was called base version of core. Linux operating system is a flavor of Unix. Madam, Unix operating system, Linux is a flavor. Like अगर Linux Unix को ice cream सोचा जाए, Linux is like a butterscotch ice cream of the form. But what is the main difference between Unix and Linux is Unix operating system जब वो create किया गया, AT&T Bell Labs बोल के एक कंपनी में create किया गया Unix operating system. Okay. Problem was that in a Unix operating system which was created, the Unix operating system was not directly released. It was released that time. Internet नहीं होता था. This was Unix operating system was given to universities and students and other multinational companies. That time GE company, बड़े-बड़े companies होते थे ना मैम 70s के टाइम में. वो कंपनी ने ये क्या किया, यूनिक्स नया है, प्रोजेक्ट के हिसाब से यूनिक्स को अडॉप्ट करके अपना ओन ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम डेवलप किया. उस टाइम में ये हाई एंड प्रोजेक्ट्स होते थे ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. नाउ इट इज अ नॉर्मल थिंग. But 70s 80s के टाइम में ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम क्रिएशन इज ए हाई एंड प्रोजेक्ट, राइट और नॉट, ब्रेक थ्रू प्रोजेक्ट. सो उस टाइम में यूनिक्स ऑपरेटिंग, ये बड़ा बड़ा ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ने क्या किया है ये देखिए, आपके लिए मैंने नोट बनाया है. ये बड़ा बड़ा ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ने, एक मिनट, सी हियर सम ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम्स एंड देयर वेंडर्स का मैंने लिस्ट बनाया है. ये बड़ा बड़ा ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम्स ने, ये देखिए प्लीज 1 मिनट, कंट्रोल भी. ये बड़ा बड़ा ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम्स लाइक AT&T Bell Labs, ये कंपनी वेंडर का नाम और ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम रिलीज. ये ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, ये वेंडर दिख रहा है ना मैडम आपको? मैडम दिख. सो ये बड़ा बड़ा कंपनी ने क्या किया, वो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम को कॉन्सेप्ट को अप्लाई करते अपना इंप्लीमेंटेशन करके सेम यूनिक्स कर्नल को लेके. it was a free distributed. These fellows were finding that if I do this operating system and create and sell it, we'll get money. So different companies started a project for their operating. AT&T Bell Labs created SysFi Release 3. Madam, Sun Microsystem company ने Sun Solaris create किया. These are all Unix variants, madam. These are all Unix variants. Yes. But thing is that Unix variants created by these companies are not freeware like Linux. They are all licensed and they work on a specific hardware. So main difference between Unix and Linux is Unix is licensed. Linux is not a license. Main difference. समझ में आ गया? So Linux क्यों popular है? मतलब Linux क्यों popular है? मतलब Linux from the starting, whenever it was created in way back in 1991, released in the first edition with Red Hat 94 के बाद में, Linux from the starting is an open source freeware. Open source मतलब source code freely available, enhanceable, customizable, and it is free of cost. Unix operating systems which were created were these things: AT&T, Labs, Sun Microsystems, Sun Solaris. ये operating systems, IBM has created AIX, SG company created IRIX, SCO Unix was created by SCO, BSD Linux, HP company created HP UX. These Unix operating systems are all licensed and money both costly, lakhs and crores of rupees for the license, and they are working on a specific hardware. So Linux is platform independent. I showed you. This is the property of Linux. This is freeware, open source, open system, platform independent. मैडम दिख रहा है आपको ये? प्लेटफॉर्म इंडिपेंडेंट. मैडम दिख रहा है?
यस सर दिख रहा है.
इसके वजह से लिनक्स इज पॉपुलर. इसके वजह से लिनक्स इज सो पॉपुलर. फ्रीवेयर, एवरीथिंग इज देयर, एवरीथिंग. समझ में आ गया मैडम? इसके वजह से लिनक्स इज पॉपुलर. So yes, no money, no thing, same Unix implementation, free. Then why should I go for lakhs and go for a Unix variant of this AT&T Bell Labs or IBM HP? Right or not?
Right.
So Linux can be configured as a server OS and a client OS. I told you this.
Yes.
So Linux client पे भी ये है तो it is a replacement of Windows free. Windows के लिए तुम thousands of rupees को pay करके लैपटॉप लेना पड़ता है with Windows. Linux is a free. No operating system fees, right or not? So this is the popular. And Linux can work in GUI and CUI. See, this is GUI. This is CLI. This is
Yes.
GUI. See, I wanted to open the home directory. I just showed you home directory कैसे open होता है. देखिए. Now the home directory open. This is GUI. I wanted to create a directory. Right click दे रहा हूँ. New folder. ये देखिए. आ गया. What is the folder name? हिमान कुछ दिखाया. देखो. Directory create हो गया.
हाँ.
Is it not GUI?
Yes.
Is it not GUI? So
Yes.
it supports both GUI and CUI like Windows. So this way also it is advantageous. Freeware, server operating system, client, CUI, GUI, सब support. Madam,
Yes.
and it is very
Yes, sir.
powerful. Very powerful. क्यों? Background में Windows operating system has many bugs. Not just bugs, there are many other problems, security problems because of GUI. These problems are corrected here, and I told you how powerful is CUI is better than GUI. So now you
Yes,
got to
yes.
understand why you should go for Linux every time. And many
Yes,
of the companies now, because of these, many of the companies are implementing who have implemented in Unix are now migrating to Linux. Why? Because of these properties of Linux.
Okay.
So now I think I have given you a clear idea about the Linux. Why is Linux? What are the properties, power of Linux? I showed you CLI, GUI, everything, and how the different Unix variants are there and why they are not preferred now. Madam, समझ में आ गया? I think I have given you clear cut idea of all the things.
Yes, sir. Crystal clear, sir.
हाँ, कल से we will start with now. कल से we'll start with the OS installation and basic command. Okay, these are the.
Okay.
This is my course content which I am following. This is my course content which I am following. So today I have finished off these things: features, history, architecture बना दिया, shell के type. And tomorrow I will show you what are the types of shells and what are the types of kernel. I just told you what are the properties tasks. Tomorrow I will show you how to. And tomorrow we will see installation of Linux in VMware. Okay, madam. See
Yes.
you. I will
Yes.
end the class today because this is lot time. Okay. See you. Good night. Good,
Sir,
good evening.
one thing.
हाँ बोलो.
Yes,
बोलो.
sir. One thing. Sir, लिनक्स एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का क्लास आपका कितने बजे रहता है?
8 o'clock होता है. Next Monday से start होता है. 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock next Monday, sir.
हाँ, next Monday से Monday और maximum Tuesday. Monday 99%. अगर नहीं हुआ तो मैं Tuesday से 8 p.m. in the evening.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
And
it was very nice session, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now you are getting, then it is happy. I am happy that you are able to understand. Tomorrow we will see the installation. Yes. Tomorrow we will see installation को लगा के side में we will see how to create users, how to create passwords, account. उसमें login log off कैसे करते हैं. Apart from that, we will start with the basic command.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Madam, and one more thing. I had to tell you a last thing. Tomorrow I will show you. If you wanted to, you have the operating system with you. Linux CentOS 7 operating system, RHEL 7 operating system है आपके पास?
नहीं sir, नहीं है.
हाँ, I will tell you how to download tomorrow. Okay, I will show you from internet how to freely download. No excuse, nothing, no money. How to download, how to install tomorrow. Okay, see you.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you. See you, sir.
And now the class will end. Tomorrow we will see the later. Thank you. Good night.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.